Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Keydrin with 924 Photography, and welcome to another video. In this video, as stated in the title, we're going to show you how to change out your battery plate and put your expansion plate on. We're going to put it together. Now, I'm also going to go over my setup as it currently stands, and I'm going to tell you why you may or may not want the expansion plate for your Ronin 4D. Okay, so this is my Ronin 4D, and it is a great cinema camera. It's becoming more and more of a cinema camera to me to meet my needs. Now, this expansion plate may not be for you. Now, what I'm running now is I have my DJI Ronin 4D, I have my 17-35 on here, and I have my Tentacle sinks. So if you don't know anything about Tentacle sync is a timecode generator, right? So the problem with this is when I'm running a timecode generator here into my 3.5mm port, I cannot use a lav at that point. It takes up that point. So you have to go into your settings and you have to change it from 3.5 to timecode. So you don't have any place for audio at this point, except the onboard camera that's all, the onboard microphone that's already on here. Now, this is good if you're running the whole Tentacle Sync system or the Deity system. This is a Tentacle Sync E recorder. Basically, this recorder records timecode and 32-bit float. So if you don't know anything about 32-bit float is like shooting a raw image. You have tons of latitude, you're not gonna peak and you're not gonna be too low. You can always bring it back up. You could just set it and forget it. That's what timecode is. And so since these two run together, once I set the timecode on the app, I can have this and I can be anywhere I want to, and it's great. This will run about 30-something hours, both of them when they're fully charged. So for me, if I didn't need that type of audio for like XLR, this expansion port would not be for you. This is a great option. So this Tentacle Sync E right here, you can get the unit by itself and run you a different lavalier, because that's what I'm doing. This unit by itself is $250 without the mic, and with the mic is gonna be $350. So I opted out for the Deity WLAV Pros to go on here, which they are $120 with the little locking mechanism that goes on the top, the locking pin. So that rates, it's about $350 as well. These Tentacle Sync E's are going to run you $250. So right now you're already at $550 if you're going to run just this timecode system, if you just need a lav kind of audio. Now, if you wanted an onboard mic, you can't run that because again, we're running on the 3.5mm port. So that being said, this is still a great option. This is a great option for multicam. If this is going to be your multicam setup, you got your audio going or you're using one of these or audio is on another camera, the timecode will sync up beautifully in post. So you can get around that. Now, this is the DJI expansion port. The expansion port is another $499. So you got to put this on to this, and then you'll get XLR, you'll get timecode, and you'll get an SDI out, right? So that's cool if you're running an external monitor that requires SDI, but if you don't, you still have a HDMI port here on the side. So first thing I'm gonna do is take off my Tentacle Sync, and then I've taken the liberty of already unscrewing these two, but you have two screws back here on this plate, and DJI has made it so easy for you to change out this stuff. So basically what we wanna do is I've already unscrewed it, and I have my small rig little multi-tool here. So we're gonna pull it out, and that's all it is, them two screws right there. So to make sure you don't lose those screws, and I've already opened this up, but I'm gonna reopen it up for you. This is the expansion plate, how it comes. As you can see, it's all labeled. You have input 1, input 2. You have 48 volts mic and line in. So this is like the microphones that come on top of the FX6 port, you take off, or the FX3, same thing. But this has an additional timecode and SDI port here. Now, when I get ready to do the transmission system, I believe the transmission system goes on first, this goes on second, and then the battery plate goes on third. Now, they also supply you with these 3 screws here, so we're gonna use those. So it only takes 3, and they've done this strategically And the reason why I say that is because you can see here they have holes, recessed holes, and that's what they go in. Now, what you want to do first is you want to put these screws in this recessed hole because you got to screw them in first. So get them started before you get ready to put the plate on. Otherwise, you're going to take a little bit longer. Once you get them started, they'll fall into place and they're not going to come out. So you're going to do that to all the recessed holes. And also make sure that your camera is updated. So you want to go to the DJI Assistant app, and then you want to plug your camera in, and you want to make sure that you update your camera to the latest firmware. So now, since that is done, all I need to do is come in here and I just press it in and it pops right on. Now you want to take your tool and we want to go ahead and tighten these down so this port don't flop off when you're out in the field. Now, what's cool about this camera is I am working on a TV show. It's a 40 series TV show. It's the Ladybug Files, and we're actually using the Ronin 4D, and we're using the Red Raven, and I think the Black Magic 6K as well. We have easy rigs and stuff, but this makes it so much easier to move around, and the quality, the 14 stops of dynamic range in here is an amazing camera. It grades beautifully. So if you're on the cuff about buying this camera, I used to use my Sony E-mount lenses, but now I don't use that. I use all DJI proprietary lenses and they grade beautifully. I am going to get the 50mm and the 35, and hopefully DJI will put an 85 out for this camera, and then it will be set. I will be in a whole DJI ecosystem for sure. So now, since that is done, now we want to put the battery plate back on. So they have 2 holes here that's already marked for them, and then these other 2 holes is going to be marked for something else, it looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and put these in, and you just slide this on. You should feel it. Press it right on, and then here we go. How easy it is to put this on. Yeah. Oh, let's do it. Oh, let's do it. So I've never done a review on this camera. If that's something that you would like to see, I mean, I can put it together. I just like to use my stuff, and mostly I don't hardly ever do reviews like on cameras like that. I just like to put it through the paces and use it, but some people like that kind of thing. All right, so we got the expansion port in and everything is tight and we are ready to go. I'm gonna take this HDMI out. Now, what you need to do if you're going to run your Tentacle sync system, you can either, mount it up here if you wanted to, and then run it with a BNC over here. You could do it that way, but I have something else that's cool. Piece that's gonna go here, and basically I got the piece that will house my Tentacle sync. And then if you got the DJI mic whole kit, the DJI 2 mic kit, you could put that in here, and then you can actually mount your microphones here on the side. So this is a 3D print from Make Art Now, and he supplied 2 screws here. All right, so I had to go get me another Allen key, and we're going to go ahead and install these. This little piece here looks really good. It's 3D printed, and your microphones will go here on the side. He also makes a back plate for this piece here. It works really well. Okay, bet. So now my Tentacle sync, I can just sit it in just like that, and you can push it out. So just got to get your hand on it, or you can stick you a multi-tool in here and push it all the way out. So now if I wanted to get it out, I just got a little finagle it a little bit to get it out, or I can bring it up so it's not as hard. Maybe I'll do it just a little bit. me check that. There we go. And we'll tighten this back down. So now I'll be able to house my XLRs. We got an A and B. If you need 48 volts, there's a switch on the side here. And then you also have your timecode and your B and C port. All right, so we're gonna go to audio. So we're gonna go to our menu. Yeah, I know you can't see this, but I'm just gonna say it. It automatically popped up, XLR1, and then you can make your other one, XLR2. So both of those are on here, and I'm gonna try to show you on the screen. If you look right here, you go in here and you change these to XLR, and so now these two are working, and then we are Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. All right, guys, so if you like that video, definitely hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. If you've been on the fence about the Ronin 4D, I can contest that this quality of this camera is really good. This is the 6K version. I plan on getting the 8K head sometime this year and the DJI transmission system. Again, the DJI transmission system with the light bright monitor, the high bright monitor. I said light bright. Why would I say light bright? The high bright monitor is probably gonna run me another $3,000. This 8K unit up here is gonna run me another 35, and then just other little accessories. So I'm looking at another $7,000. So by the time I'm done with this camera, I'm going to probably be able to spend $17,000 or $19,000 on this camera. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get the Sony Burano this year as well. I really want to add that one to the kit, but as of right now, I'm going to build on this one because it is a dope cinema camera with all the lenses that I need. I want to keep it all the DJI ecosystem. Yeah, and for more content on the Ronin 4D, I'll have this year. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.